Good morning, everyone. And today we are going through our lesson 10 and we will learn about vector path tool and pen tool in Photoshop. So these like vector path tools and pen tool are very crucial inside uh, Photoshop because you can create a lot of complex objects with it. You can work with the text and some additional items using these tools. So without further ado, let's start it. So first of all, what I will do is that I'll just create a new file here. And let's make our own file, 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. So I will type 1000 by 1000 and create a file here. Let's a little bit zoom in and see what we can do here. Now, pen tool basically comes here at this part, and there is a pen tool you can see here. Okay. Now, what does the pen tool actually do? Let's see how we can make anything with the pen tool. So I have taken the pen tool, and there are many different forms of the pen tool. We have pen tool, we have a free form pen tool, then we have curvature pen tool, then we have add anchor pen tool, delete anchor pen tool, and convert point tool. So there are three types: pen tool, freeform pen tool, and curvature pen tool. So these are three types, and additional are the uh, like a editor options for the pen tool. So first, let's take the pen tool and draw with it. Now, if you're doing a drawing with a normal pen tool, so how it works? You just click on your first point, then your second, third, and then keep on clicking, and it will start making straight lines. And you can make a straight line with it. For example, if you want to make letter Z, you can do that. Just simple by clicking here. You can make a letter Z with it just by pressing buttons like your mouse left button, or just by first point, then click on the second point, and then between each point it will make straight lines. So for example, if I want to make like a heart shape, so I will click here, here, and here, 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 here. Now, heart shape, it's more like a straight heart shape. You can see every line here is straight from like from one point to another point. So let's delete this and let's make a real heart that have a like more like curve or smooth corners rather than having straight or sharp corners like this. So to delete what I have done, I will just press delete button on my keyboard and then it's gone. So I will click here and start dragging. So I will click and drag. What click and drag will do, it will make curve, smooth lines like this. Because heart is like smoother on the corners. So what I'm doing is that I'm making a smooth corner line like this. Now I have made the heart. Okay. But and you can see also the heart is more like curved or smooth from the corner, and it's more like organic rather than geometric as we did before. But there are a few issues here. From here it looks fine because at this point we have a heart shape that is curved. Here we have the heart shape that is curved. But if you will see the heart shape in reality, in a few of the corner, like in the beginning or in the end of the corners, they are not sharp. Okay, like if I'll show you the picture here, just notice here at this point, okay, at this point it is sharp, at this point it is sharp, but where it is curved, it's curved over here. So that means we have made the whole heart curved, which is wrong. This is not what we want. We want this part to be sharp and this part to be sharp, but this and this have to be curved. So let's do that and see how we can more better do it without any issue. Now, to work more clearly, to work with more ease, I will turn on the grid. So I will go to the show option, when view show, and turn on grid. So it will become easier for me to work with. Okay. Now I will start working. Let's see. Oh, what do we have here? I will work from this corner, like this grid. So I can press here one time. Why one time? Because if you need any sharp corner, so you have to click one time. If you want any curved corner, so you have to press then and drag. So I will press here one time so I can get a smooth corner. Okay. And then here I will click and drag so I can have a curved corner. So I will go here, click and drag. So I will have a curved corner, and you can see how my curve is moving because I have grid on. That's all. And then I can have sharp corner here. So how to make the sharp corner? As I told you, one time. I'll click one time here. Now actually I need now again at this somewhere at this point a curved corner. So not one time I will click it, I will click and drag so I can have the same sort of a handle that I had before, something like this. Okay, once I have this handle, now what I will do is that I need one time click here because I'm doing a sharp corner. So I will click one time here and I have a perfectly balanced heart, but it doesn't look like a heart right now. We need to do some fixing. How to fix it? To fix it, we have this arrow here, which is path selection tool and direct selection tool. To select the whole thing, we choose a path selection tool. But to select only the points like this point, we will choose the direct selection tool, which is the white arrow. So I will take the white arrow here and then a little bit that we'll zoom it here and we'll try to figure it out how to make it good heart. If I will take this point, click on it. Okay. Like you can double click on it if it is not selected in the first in first place. Just click and drag it because sometimes it doesn't do that. So I will double click and move it down. Now this looks a little weird here. So let's move this kind of here. Same same thing we will do this. Okay. Now we are getting the right shape. Now this part is right, it is curved, but here it looks a bit flat and curved. So this is not what I want. So I will move only this part, like top handle. So this top handle will affect only this curve, and this bottom handle will only affect this curve. So I'll click it here again one time, and then I will choose this handle and move it down. So you can see they both are at the same level, so that you can see a perfectly balanced heart shape now. Now this one I don't want it to be more sharp, so I can move it. I want it to be sharp, but I don't want it the sharp meeting at this point, so I can move it here, somewhere here. Now this heart makes sense, it looks good, so I can go to the window, show, and then grid. I'll uncheck it, and I will have the heart shape. Now this is a perfect looking good heart shape. So this is how you can fix this, the heart shape. If I select all the points, so you can see that we have one here, and I can click on this point also, so we can see the handles. Now what are the actually handles? Handles are the controller for the curve. when we pressed here one time and then we dragged it, so you have noticed that we were creating a handle. As longer the handle will be, your curve will be more smoother. As shorter the handle will be, your curve will be more sharper. So the bottom part of the handle uh, actually controls this curve, like the bottom curve, and top part of the handle controls the top curve. So you can individually click any one of these and you can move, like pull them in or out like this. Okay, and if I move it, the top and bottom will move all together. But sometimes what happens, you don't want to move the bottom one, you only want to move the top one. So in that case, you can press Alt on your keyboard and then move top handle. And if you will move the top handle, the bottom handle will not move. And if you will move the bottom handle with the Alt key click, so the top handle will not move. But if you are moving it without the Alt key, so both will move. Okay, so these are the some tips over here for the handles. So I hope now the pen tool creation, like normal pen tool creation, is clear for you all. Now here, as I told you, we have three different type of pen tools, and then we have its editions. Now I have here add anchor point. What are the anchor points? These dots, if you will see, are the anchor points. Now, suppose if you have not created enough anchor points and you need to make more. So what you can do is that you can go to the add anchor point tool. Suppose I want one anchor point here. So if you want sharper, click one. Okay. Because right now what happened is that from here to here, if it is a sharp or if it is a smooth, it will calculate that and it will create the smoothness or and sharpness accordingly. Okay, and now what you need to do is that if I want it to be if I want to make my own curve, I can click and drag and it will make my own curve. Okay, but if you click one time on the screen, so what it will do is that it will just create a it will add an anchor point, and that anchor point will be automatically calculated between the first one, like this one, and this one, and you will have the like a like calculated or like a pre-calculated curve. So this is pre-calculated. Like what it do is that it takes this curve and like this curve and this sharpness and whatever suits best, it will create a curve accordingly. Now, suppose I don't want this point. I just added, but I don't like it. So what you can do, you can go back here and you have delete anchor point tool. So if you will select the delete anchor point tool, you can select that and you can click on it and it will delete that part. Okay. And just similarly, just like this, you can click on it and it will delete that part. Now, what you can do is that you can go here, take this point and then take this point, and you can control these the way you want. If you want to make it more sharp or something, it's totally up to you. Now at some point you might let's make something else here with the pen tool. Okay, like a rough object. I will just make it here like another heart shape, but just roughly make it. Okay, so I made the heart, but after making the heart, I thought, okay, I made the heart, but what I did wrong is that I made this bottom part, like this part of the heart, smooth, and I don't want this to be smooth. I like all the other parts, but I don't like this part because this is curved. This is a smooth part. I want to convert this into a sharp. I don't want to delete the whole heart and do all over again. I just want to convert this to a sharp point. So you can convert any curve point into a sharp point. And for that, you have a tool in the pen tool, the last one, which is convert point tool. So if I'll take the convert point tool and click one time on any curved path or curved tool, like the curve point, one time, just like here, if you will see, it will convert that into a sharp point. So click one time to any curve path and it will be converted into a uh, sharp point. So this is how you can convert a smooth, like a curve point to a sharp point. Now, what if I have a sharp point and I want to convert that sharp point to a curve path? So here I have a sharp point. Let's zoom a little bit. And I want to convert this sharp point to a smooth, like a curve path. So I can just click on it, not one time because it's already a sharp. So I will click on it and then drag my mouse and it will convert this into a curve path. And how like whatever or whatever kind of like I want the path, okay, smooth path or curve path, I will choose that direction and leave it there. That's how I will get my curve path. This is how you can make your uh, pen tool, you can convert any sharp point to a curve path or path to a sharp point. So I will press delete button. Sometimes it's not deleted and in the first place, because whatever points are selected will delete those points first. Then if you press delete again, then it will delete the whole thing. Now, how to select this whole thing? Not with the direct selection tool, because direct selection tool is for the points. I will click on the path selection tool. So I can click with the path selection tool and click on the path. So whole path will be selected. Now, once you are done with your vector path using the pen tool, what is the next step? What you can do next? What are the other options you can use with the pen with these? So what you can do is that you can make a new layer first of all, because if any operation or any option I will apply here, or any filter or any plugin I will apply on it, it will apply on the background layer. So to avoid that, I will make a new layer. And let's see what we can do here. Two things we can do here. Like we can do more than that, but two things that I'm going to show you is the stroke and the fill. Stroke is I can make any sort of a stroke around this path and it will make it as a stroke path. What you simply need to do is that, first of all, you have to decide what kind of stroke you want. Do you want a brush stroke or you want a pencil stroke? You can choose any one of these. I'll choose a brush stroke. Now, how thicker you want the brush to be or what kind of brush stroke you want, you can choose any one of from here. Okay. So maybe I can choose a like something like this. This is sort of a brush, which is a charcoal brush, like a stylistic brush, a little bit bigger. I can make it something like this bigger. I will make it. Then I had to decide what color I want the stroke to be. So maybe I want a black stroke or any color that you want. Then I'll go to the path. The path option is here. Once you will go to the path, you will see whatever path you have created is there. You just have to right click here. Okay. And you will see an option called like a stroke path. So I will choose stroke path here. And it will ask you what you want to use. Now, as I said, I'm not using pencil, I'm using brush. So I will just go here. I can choose brush. You can choose a lot of different options, but at this stage I'm using brush. Now, there is a stimulate pressure. So we will go to this later, but I will just press OK for now. And let's see what is the result. So if I will press OK, Now you can see that whatever options I chose from here, it gave me a stroke based on that. So I got this sort of a stroke here. Nicely done stroke. Looks like a charcoal created uh, like a heart shape. Now I can undo this, and what else I can do here is that I can just do again right click stroke path. This time I will choose stimulate pressure. Now let's see what it will do. If I will press OK, so you will see that it will start drawing from here. So where it is starting the drawing, the pressure is light. So the drawing is thinner, then it becomes thicker, 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 then thick, thick, then thicker, 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 thin. So how it knows it should be thinner from here? It knows because from this point we have started our uh, like path creation. We started our drawing from this path. So I clicked here first, then I moved to the other parts. So if you want to have this part to be thinner or this part to be thinner, so you should start your drawing from this part, and then you will get this option. Okay. And one more thing we can do is that uh, we can right click on our path. Okay. And we can uh, start doing the transformation like free transform points. So I have selected this point. If I right click on it, free transform point, if I select it, it will allow me to transform it bigger or smaller, but it's a single point, so it will not make a difference. So let's do one thing. Let's select all these points from here, these 3 points, then right click and free transform point. Now I can make this point bigger, smaller, wider. Okay, and you will notice that only these points are affecting the one that I selected. So I hope you have understood. But if you want to affect the whole, select the whole heart, right click and free transform. And you can work on the whole path instead of whatever points you want. Now, next thing what you can do here, apart from, let's give it a stroke, okay, without pressure. And next thing you can do with the path is that you can fill the path. So I will choose a different color now. Okay, I'll click here and choose a red color here. And after that, I can right click again. And let's do one thing. Let's make a new layer for filling and put this under the outline. So here, this one I will call this stroke. This one I will call it fill. So I'll go to the fill layer path, right click here and fill path. And as soon as I will do that, it will fill with the color that I have chosen. So I have it fill layer and I have a stroke layer. So I have two different layers here. This is one thing you can use the use the path for, the vector path and the pen tool for. Now another thing with the pen tool you can do here is that you have some options here. Okay, fill, same thing that we use the fill. So we have a shortcut and we have the shortcut for the stroke also. Then here we have load path or a selection. Like suppose if you want to save your path, so you can save your path from here and you can load it whenever you want from this option. Here, add a layer mask. So what you can do, you can convert any path. Like suppose if I will go to a new layer and go to the path, and I will use this path to create a mask. So I will press this button. Okay, as soon as I will do that, if I will go back to layers, you will see I have a path here. Okay, like a mask here. But let's do one thing. Let's select the whole path and then create this. Okay. I think you have to convert that, then it will do it. But like that's how you can convert any path into a uh, mask. And later here, we have a create new path, because already we have this path. We can create a new path if you want. And then we will have two different paths in our drawing. So basically, if you are creating paths in Photoshop, the paths layer are here, because here, whatever I will do, I will make a new layer or delete layer. The layers will be deleted, but it will not affect the path, because path is not on the layers. Path have a separate layers, which is inside the path option. Here, if I will press delete, then the path will be deleted. But here, whatever I will do, delete, create, it will not affect the path, because this is for the layers only. For the path, the main thing is this. Okay. So that's one thing you can do with the path. Let's delete the stroke layer here, and let's delete the fill layer here. Now, next thing that we can do with the path is that, now, as you know, I hope you have understood about how you can transform a path. Now let's see one more thing, how we can work on like a text tool using the path. Now, if I will take the text tool here and choose any color that we want, like black, for instance, and if I will move to the path, so I will see this sort of a the cursor. Let me show you here by zooming in. I will see this sort of a cursor if I'm on the path. If I'm away from the path, normal like text cursor looks like this. But if I move over the path, it will look like this. But if I will move inside the path, so it will look like this. Normally, a square marquee around the text tool, and if I'm over the path, so there is a wave sort of a marquee over the path. And if I'm inside the path, so I will see a circular text like a marquee around the text tool. So this is how you will get these different tools here. So let's do over the path one. If I will click on any part of the path and click on it, you will see it will start typing the text over the path here. So I can make the text smaller by going to the text option. Okay. Something like this. And you can see that this is how I'm getting the text over it. And I can increase or decrease the spacing, whatever you want. And if I'm satisfied, I can press the check mark. So you can see the text is applied directly over here. Okay. Now, one more thing I can do is that if you know about these tools, direct selection tool and the path selection tool, if you will go to any one of these tools, you can control your text also with the direct selection tool and with the path tool. Like I can move around, spacing, okay, and I can move the spacing just like this, inside or outside. If I will, let's move this here. If I will click on the text and move it inside, like pull it inside, so the text will be inside. And if I will click it and drag it outwards, so it will be outside. And I can move this here. This is the space between the text. So this is how you can affect with the text using the direct selection tool. Now this is how you can write the text inside. So let's delete this text now. Oops, the path. Sometimes the path gets deselected, so you have to go to the path layers and click on the path, so it will be selected again. Now let's see, what we did was that we wrote the text on the path. Now what if we want to write the text inside the path? So you can click, when you see the circular marquee around the text, that means you will write inside, like a fill text. So I can click inside now. As soon as I will click inside, I will have the text inside the heart. Now let's do some changes here. I'll make the text smaller. Leading, I will keep it auto. And what else I can do here? Let's make it more smaller. In the paragraph, I can make justified center. So the text will be in the center, and I can add more fake text here. I can go to the type, okay, and I can add paste lorem ipsum a couple of times so I can have some more fake text. So type paste lorem ipsum is basically it will make a fake text for you, and it will paste it here so that you can practice on or see what are the results. Now, once you are satisfied, just press the check mark and you will see this. Okay. Now, when you save your file as a JPEG, so or as a PDF or any version, so you will not get this blue path, because this blue path is just for you to see how your path is done, and it will only show inside Photoshop. Outside Photoshop, it will not show. Outside Photoshop, it will show only if you will do all these options: stroke path, fill path, text you will write it outside, text you will write it inside. So these kind of things you can do with it. So that's what you can do. And also you can mix two paths together also. Like suppose if I will make this path here, and then I will click make another path. What I can do is that I can take my path option, path selection tool from here, select these two paths, and then I can join them together by these options: combine shapes or subtract shapes, or whatever you want. But it will not show right now because they are not filled in. Merge shape together, you have to click and then choose whatever you want. Okay, but as I have selected this option, so now it will not do it. Let me undo that. Okay, so I can use intersection and then merge, and then you will get the result. So that's what you have to do. You have to choose whatever you want, like subtraction or combination, select it, then go back and merge shape components, and you will get it. Okay, so this is how you will apply your result here, like your like different shapes here. Let me delete that, and you will get this out of it. Now the path is deselected, so I have to go here, select it, and I will have the path again. Now you can see the path there. So this is how you can make it. Now suppose if I want to have a background for this, so I can make a new layer under the text, go back to the path, select the path here. Oops, path is not selected. I think, yeah, there's one issue here. Why it is not selected? Because when I created the text, so what it did is that it took the path and just designated the path to my text. So what I need to do, I have to go back to the text, and then I have to go to the path, and then the path will be selected here, and I can go back to layer. If I will go back to layer, the path will be gone again. So issue is that because it's now designated to the text. So simple, you can go to the path, you can make a new path from here, okay, and then you can copy this path from here just by right clicking, okay, or simple control C and then go here and control V, and you will get the path here. Now you can freely move to whatever you want. I can now go to the layer here, okay, and then right click, fill path, okay, foreground color. Foreground is the black, so I don't want black here. So I can choose any color I want, like a red, press OK, and I will get that. So this is how you can have the whole thing as it is. But if you see there is no border here, it's all more like uh kind of condensed, and the text is literally kind of touching the like the fill, which it should not do if we talk about like a uh, statically or using the design principles. So that's not a good way to do that. So what we can do is undo it and then transform path, because now you can see it will say transform path. It will not say transform. So I will take scale or free transform path, and I will scale my path here, okay, a little bit. So it will become a little bigger. And then when I'm satisfied, check mark and file. Okay, right click here, fill path, same color, okay, or different color, whatever you want. Okay, now you can see there is a at least a space between the fill and the border, or like there's a kind of a border here. Now it looks more nicer, it's more eligible to read. Before, the like the borders were literally touching the text, which so there was no breathing space between the text and the fill, the background fill of the heart shape. There should be a breathing space like we have here, enough space, so it will look more nicer. Okay. Now, two other uh, path we like pen tools we have is a freeform and the pen normal pen tool here, and the curvature pen tool. So let's use the freeform pen tool. And before going further, I can go here to the file, then new, and I can choose any size and start with the freeform pen tool. Now, freeform pen tool is just like a brush or just like a pencil. So all you just need to do is that you just draw freely whatever you want. Like suppose if I want to draw a heart, so I will just draw a heart like this. And when I'm done, it will make all the points and everything for me. So this is actually if you're working on a like a if you're working on a project, and if you know like your hand is very steady, it will not move, so you can draw with it, but it's a little hard. Plus when you are done with the drawing, you will get all these points. So as as many points you will have, it will be hard for you to edit, and as less points you will have, it will be easier for you to edit. So try to keep lesser points instead of having these a lot of points. So the hardship that we did here, how many points we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just with the help of 4, we are able to convert this, edit this. But with a lot of points, it's very hard to do that. Usually the freeform pen tool, we use it. Suppose if I want, okay, uh, to work on like something. Suppose I have this image, okay, and I want to uh take her book, like I want to select the book. If I will take my magnetic lasso tool and start doing that, it will be uh, easy to select the book. However, the result of the magnetic lasso tool is quite uh like low quality. However, if I will select the same thing with the with my freeform tool, it will be much more higher. Now, how I can draw this? It will be very hard for me to draw. So what you need to do is that take your free transform tool and turn on the magnetic. Once you will turn on the magnetic, you can use this as a magnetic tool. Okay, just like magnetic lasso tool. And then once you are done, I'll do very fast here. I don't want to spend more time, but just to show you. And when you are done, you will have the path. Now you want to add fill it with the color, you can do that. If you want to write a text inside, you can do that. If you want a stroke, you can do that. Whatever you want to do that. Other thing that you can do here is go to path, right click the path, and make a selection. So when you will do that, it will create a selection around your path. Okay, and once you have the selection, you can delete whatever you want. Okay, so Once you right click on it, and you will have this like selection option. So you will get this. Okay, let's do again because it opened in the other window, on the part. So I will right click here in the path, make a selection, and this will pop up. So you have to choose the feather. Feather is what, as we have studied before, it's like softness of your edges, like blurriness of your edges, the blending of your edges. So if I don't want it, so I will keep it 0. So I will keep it 0 and press OK. Soon I will do that. It will be converted into a selection. But this selection will be much higher in quality than using the magnetic lasso tool. Magnetic lasso tool's quality will be not that good, but anything that you will select with the pen tool, the quality will be very high. So make sure for higher quality, you are using the pen tool and converting like that into a selection. So that's one the good thing which you can do with the pen tool here. So this is what the freeform pen tool is used for. Let's move to the curvature pen tool. Let's close this and go back here. Now curvature pen tool is what? It's a freeform type of a tool, but it is a mix of a pen tool and a freeform pen tool. If I will start drawing a heart shape, so it uses Adobe Sensei, like a artificial intelligence based drawing system, machine learning based drawing system. It will start calculating your strokes or your points wherever you're creating, and it will decide where it should have a curved path and where it should have a sharp point. So it will decide by itself. Suppose let's make a heart shape here. So I will click one time here, then I will click one time here, then I will make a create one time here, and just see, when I clicked here, automatically this sharp point became a curve. Let's do again. So I'm making heart shape. Click one time here, and now I will click one time here. Okay. And then I will click one time here so I can have a point here. And as soon as I will do that, you will get the sharp corner here. Okay. Let's do again with a better view. And one time here, and you can see I'm getting a sharp corner here. So I click one time and one time here. So it will calculate it and it will give you the point. So it was not a good calculation, but you know, automatically fast stuff, you can use this one. Okay, like suppose I'm making a face of a person, and then I'm trying to create like a rough figure of a person here. So for that purpose, maybe I can use it for very quick like sort of a result. So instead of clicking dragging, I can just press one time and automatically it will be calculated. Later on, you can decide what is sharp, what is not sharp by using the convert point tool. You can just click this one or click a little bit sharper. This one maybe a little bit sharper, not too much too sharp. This should be sharp, this should be sharp, this should be. So you can decide later on what sharper you want, what less sharper you want. Now sometimes what happens when you're using a pen tool, okay, and you're drawing stuff, and then you realize, okay, I'm drawing, but I just made this a point here instead of here. So if you will click on it, what it will do is that it will subtract it. Okay, it will delete it. So that's what you don't want. And if you will click on the path, so it will add a point. So sometimes what happens, you want to move it, so you cannot click and move it, because what it will do is it will do something else. So if you want to move any point, okay, at any stage, so you can press Control on your keyboard, and then you can move wherever you want and start continuing your drawing. Okay, Control, move wherever you want, and then start continuing your drawing. So this is how easily you can move your items with the control point, with the control, and move wherever you want, and then continue your drawing. Okay. So this is all about the pen tool here. You just need more practice. Okay. There are more features in the pen tool. I hope you can explore on your own, because once you will start using the pen tool, you will start learning there are more like features to it. So due to the time shortage, I cannot like teach you. Otherwise, it will take a lot of time. So it's better if you practice on it, and automatically on your own you will be able to explore some other options that there are in the pen tool. But the one that are the most crucial one, most important one, we have studied in our today's class. So is there any question? Everything is clear with you also? If there is any question, if there is any like you have any questions, so please you can ask me now. And then we'll move to the blackboard. So we are done with the pen tool, and then few other lessons are left related to Photoshop, and then we will be done with with the whole Photoshop essential course. So is there any question? Okay, so I hope everything is clear. So let's move to the blackboard. I will end the stream. So thanks for joining the class. So we are done with the lesson 10, and the next class we will move to the next part of the Photoshop. So take care everyone. I am going to end the stream now.